Hey guys, Mike from Deep Wood FoW here, coming at you with a video. I know, weird to see me on here, right? Huge shout out to Jeremy DMO73. He came to me and offered me a spot on his World's Takeover week, so I'm like, I'm gonna have to take it over in a big way, right? So he told me that he wanted me, well, if you guys don't know, I'm the head of the Deep Wood FoW YouTube channel. We do a lot of deck profiles, duel videos, top 10s, metagame discussions. We do like everything there. We're sort of like a hobby channel, but we do a lot of fun stuff. And if you guys enjoy what DMO73 does, what a lot of these YouTubers are doing, definitely give us a check us out. You know, see what you think, see if you like it. But I really wanted to bring up what Deep Wood means to me. Jeremy said, bring up, what makes Deep Wood Deep Wood. So today we've got this dumpster fire of a great deck. We at Deep Wood love weird combos. We like to make decks around really, really weird concepts. So I brought you guys an infinite combo that is almost impossible to pull off, but if you do, your locals will either hate you forever or love you forever, depending on how your scene is. So definitely give this deck a try. I'll show you guys the deck in a second, as well as the main combo around the deck. So once again, enjoy. So the deck I brought was kind of a weird one. We'll start off with the ruler. Try not to spoil anything. The ruler we chose here was Pricia, True Beastmaster. I'm sure if you've played in the metagame, you know what this monstrosity does, but I'll just go over her really quick. She's Judgment of 2, 1 red, 1 green, energizes for red or green. If a fire magic stone comes into play, target resonator you control gains swiftness. If a wind magic stone comes into play, same thing, but it gains flying. Now we need Judgment for super cheap. She's a 10/10 on her other side. When she comes into play, or if she attacks, you can either put a stone on the bottom of your stone deck and get another stone from the top of your deck into play, not rested, or you can target a resonator, put it on the bottom of your deck, check the top card of your deck, if it's a resonator, comes into play. Really good abilities, of course, mana fixing and mana ramping and cycling, it's good. The God's Art can only be used if a wind and fire magic stone came into play this turn, but you can pay red and green, recover her, and all G resonators you control gain swiftness and flying until the end of the turn. That's an aura effect, so it affects everything that comes into play. So obviously Pricia is really good for the fact that she's one of the best aggressive rulers we have in the game. She's just kind of fantastic in every way, and she's really good, but we're not here to showcase that side of her. We're here to showcase the fact that you can play her stones here, because this is a weird deck. The stone lineup is as follows. We've got 4 Memory of Reincarnation. Of course, if you're playing Pricia, you can use Pricia Stone. If it's put into the grave, you can draw a card. Well, if it's removed from the field at all, you draw a card, which is really good. You have 3 Blasting Waves, again, more red-green, 2 Scorched Bales, and then 1 Black Silence. We do splash black into this deck, so we have those 3 as our sources there. The ratios here are for hitting the colors when you need them, but making sure that you're not screwed over on turn 3 if you hit like double Black Silence. We make sure the ratio stays as is. Moving on to the main deck, because there is no side deck, because this is more of a goof deck. We've got 3 Sacred Elf, of course Sacred Elf being one of the best 1-drops in the game. Just tapping it to produce green, really good. 3 Sprinting Flame Horrors, again it's just a card that gives Pricia swiftness. That's all it really is. You don't use it for anything else. You can give a resonator +2/+2 in swiftness if you want, but most of the time you're targeting Pricia with this thing. 2 Shadow of Lapis. This is where the weird part of the deck comes in. This is more of a combo-based deck, so if you don't know what Shadow of Lapis does, it's 2/4 for 1 Black Will. You can banish it, put a token copy of target resonator token you control into your field. So if you have a token, you banish him, copy that token, get that token's effects if it has any, and you'll see how that might come into play later. From there we have 4 Melfi. Melfi is just really good for, of course, ramping, just being able to pass turn 2, your opponent starts playing things, then you drop the Melfi, and the next turn you have 4-will, which is great. So Melfi's just really, really strong for ramping. Most ramp decks just tend to like the Elfin Melfi. Now here's the weird thing that you never thought you'd see in a kind of deck like this. 4 Lilies, Patel's Assistant. You'll see a lot more when I go over the combo later, but what this card does is that when it enters the board, you target a Darkness or Wind Resonator with total cost 1 from your graveyard and put it into your field. Really strong. That's my dog. In combination with that card, we have Fayli, oh my goodness, genius ripoff artist. She's a 4/8. If you don't know what she does, you can pay red and tap her, put a token copy of another target resonator you control into the field, and it's banished to the end of the turn. So she creates token copies of resonators you control, and then Shadow of Lapis creates tokens of the tokens, copies of the tokens. So you just get like a token mass on the board, which is kind of the point of the deck, and you'll see how all of that plays out in just a little bit. From there we have a couple of big stuff. 2 Odin. We do play a myths package in here, a small myths package. Definitely not as strong as when Izanagi was in the game, but Odin's just as good, and since this is a combo-based deck, leaving Odin on the board for 1 turn might give you enough will to do a combo in 1 turn, rather than having to wait 2 turns to do it, so very, very strong card, definitely a high priority target for your opponent. Really good to leave up there. And then the last big thing we play is another resonator of Umar at Tau. Basically, he's sort of an alternate win condition if your initial combo doesn't go off. Being able to summon out Faylis and Shadow of Lapises from the deck, and just having the weird Umar combos definitely is a really killer strategy, and Umar's just really, really good in Pricia for a lot of reasons. So that's the resonator base. As far as spells go, enchants and additions, of course, we have 4 Planting Beans, kind of a multi-purpose card, really good for, you know, just having things when you need them with Awakening, but if you don't, it's really good to set up your initial combos, set up Umar's in the Grave, just a very, very versatile card. After that we have 2 Rapid Growths. This is kind of just if your combo plays don't go off and you're just like, I need to hit somebody's face really hard with Pricia, that helps you do it. Quick Cast and Remnant, just a very, very good card. From there we have 2 Fate of Reunion. This card is... If this card had Quick Cast, this deck would actually be playable in the metagame right now. But basically, if you have 2 Darkness Resonators on the board, you put a card on top of your deck and then draw a card. If you don't, you have to choose one of those. Because Pricia says, put a Resonator you control on the bottom of the deck and reveal the top one, put it into play. If you stack an Umar with this and then Judgment Pricia, you get the Umar for basically 2 will, which is really, really strong. So that's why that's in here. Also, if you want to just stack something if you need it for like the next turn, or if you have like something to draw, Fate of Reunion's really good for that. Of course, we have 2 Spinning Myths. Not much to say here. We have 2 Odins in the deck. Odin to Myths ratio is 1-to-1, so just, you know, a good card. And having the Torrent ability to put a stone into play is really, really good, especially with Odin. From there we have 3 Severing Winds. Oh Mike, I don't want to play Severing Winds in my deck, it's broken. This card just is really good to help you set up your plays and just help make sure that your opponent can't really stop you from doing your weird combo that I'll go over in a little bit. But just a really good cancel to have. Just if you go into the late game, you can cancel like big plays your opponent has. In the early game, if your opponent tries to combo you, you have a way to stop that. Just really, really good card to have in a deck that's trying to make some weird, weird stuff happen. Last chant we have is Dark Revolution, just one of. This is the only Rhea Cluster card in this entire deck, but it's really simple. Put Dark Resonator from your graveyard into your field. If you dump an Umar with Planting Beans, you can get it back with Dark Revolution and start making some weird plays happen, so very, very strong card. Definitely want to get more of these going along, but one in this deck is fine just because you don't have that many black sources. And then the last card is 3 additions. Fairy Tale Library Alexandria. This is really good with, first of all, Umar, because Umar is a human and so is Fayli, so giving things swiftness and getting it out for free with Umar is really, really strong. And then in a few moments I'll be going over the combo that you can do with this. And once you see that, you'll kind of know the purpose of the deck. That's the whole deck. Exactly 40 cards, and I'll get into the combo right now. So the name of this deck really is the Lilius Patel's Assistant OTK, and I'm going to tell you guys right away, this is a 4-turn combo. Between turns 1 and 4, if you have this exact play, if everything goes off unhinged, if nothing stops you, this combo will 100% of the time kill your opponent. So, we're going to start off with the turn sequence here. So in order to pull off this combo, you're going to need 4 cards in your opening hand, or at least draw into them over these 4 turns. Those cards being Planting Beans, Fairy Tale Library Alexandria, Fayli, and Assistant, of course. So what you're going to do is you're going to start the game. Let's see, Pricia's on the board, you tap for a stone, get your first stone. Hopefully it's green. It should be green. From there, you play your Planting Beans, dumping a Shadow of Lapis to the graveyard. So everything's in the grave there. I just forgot to get dice out. It's good to have visual cues. So you have that in the graveyard. Your opponent doesn't move from the graveyard. Good. That's step 1. Step 2. Go to turn 2. Play Fairy Tale Library Alexandria. Call Wizard. Now this is a terrible tempo play, and you would not do this unless you knew you were going to try and go for game. So put this on the board, and you pass turn. Go to turn 3. Summon out Fayli. Now in order for this combo to work, Fayli must remain on the board, which is very, very sometimes hard to do with the amount of removal in this game, but shouldn't be too bad. And then we'll move on to turn 4, which is the OTK turn. Once there, you'll, of course, tap for stone, use 3 will to play out your Lilius Patel's Assistant. From there, you target Shadow of Lapis in your graveyard, and you summon it. From there, you tap Fayli, pay red because you have 4 will, use 3 for this, you have 1 floating, use that for Fayli, copy the Patel's Assistant. So we have 1 assistant. From there, you use your Shadow of Lapis here, sacrifice it, in order to copy that token. So now we go up to 2 assistant tokens. When that token enters the board, due to Lapis's effect, it'll trigger. You target the Lapis in the graveyard, because it's a card with total cost 1, you resummon it. And then, you sack the Shadow again, make another token. Token enters the board, you get another Shadow, and you keep repeating that as many times as you can. It's a very simple strategy. Once you have as many as you want, let's say we have... let's go to 20. So we have 20 Lilius Patel's Assistants and 1 Lilius Patel's Assistant over here. Because we played Fairy Tale Library Alexandria and called Wizard, all of these things have swiftness. So we're going to attack our opponent for 500, and then we're going to attack for 500 20 more times, which comes out to a total of 10,500 damage. Pretty sure that's enough to kill your opponent. So once that 4-turn combo goes off, if you have those exact cards at those exact times, your opponent does not have any way to stop it. If they don't have cancels, if they don't drop an Abdul, you kill them on turn 4. So obviously this play will not go off very often. This is a very high risk, high reward kind of play, and it's just fun to showcase a weird infinite combo like this, because I really love infinite combos. A lot of the Deep Wood crew has really been like working on making these crazy goofy combos, and I just wanted to share it all with you. Again, huge shout out to Jeremy, to DMO73 for letting me showcase this absolute dumpster fire of a combo on his channel. Hope you all enjoyed it. Hope you all learned something about weird interactions and fun combos, and be sure to let me know what you think. Maybe make your own and share it with me. I would love to hear it. Alright, well thanks guys, and catch you later.